Hello everybody, this is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com. Welcome to this 30-minute practice. So this is the Tamas, the class that focuses on Tamas, which is one of the three Gunas. This is the Guna which, if I was to ask anybody which would you choose or not choose, if you could choose three, well, out of the three, it would probably be this one. Now, as we go through this class, you might think differently later. There's a reason for us to often be in this state. There's a purpose behind it. It's really very much has to do with nature. So when we're think about the three states. So there's the Rajas, which is more energizing, movement, forward thinking, planning. But again, you go to one extreme, it could be too much. The Tamas is where you're more reflective. There's stillness, there's quiet. So when you're going through something that is profoundly sad, you're going through a loss, any kind of loss, not just not a live being, but it could be a job, it could be having to move from your home. There's a loss, and those are the moments when we need to draw on the stillness and the quiet. That pushing, this idea of pushing yourself through it, keep going, leave that behind is the way we're taught in society to be, but it's actually so necessary to grieve, to have these moments of stillness. And then with that comes sattva, kind of weaves its way in. It's this kind of quiet, ghost-like figure that kind of comes in and sweeps itself. Before you know it, you're in a sattva state. So this whole practice is a challenging practice, but it's about stepping into stillness. The quote to begin this class is by Dalai Lama, and it's, "Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace." Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. Let's sit up nice and tall. You can have blocks near you and also a strap. You might need a strap. We are focusing on shoulders as well, so there's a lot of things happening here. But let's take the first few moments to sit in stillness, in quiet. So as you fidget a little bit, get yourself in a position where you can sit for longer than if you're uncomfortable. So make yourself as comfortable as possible, and let's sit up nice and tall. Let the crown of the head come back slightly so it's over the pelvis, or go forward until it's over the pelvis. Eyes are closed. Now, when we're in Tamas, our breathing slows down naturally because you're quiet, you're reflective. You're not in a cardio rushing state. So in this moment now, we're breathing, but we're not doing the Ujjayi breath, because that's an energizing breath, that's a stimulating breath. I want you to deepen, let the breath flow in and out, but gently, like a wave. Create a rhythm of quiet and stillness. So this time of the day, mornings are really great. If you're watching this in the morning, is perfect. But also any time of the day. Let's just gently open the eyes, and we're going to, if you're sitting on something, you might need a blanket later for your knees, so just have that handy. We're going to begin with left leg opening wide. Take your right foot inside your left thigh. Fidget a little bit until your sit bones are resting on the ground, and then take your arms and sweep them up. Once they've lifted, take your hands forward onto the ground. Take a deep breath in and let the fingers walk forward, and we're going to let ourselves gently bend into our forward bend, and we all have edges. Each edge is different. Each person's edge is different. You get to a point where you get to an edge where you can't go any further, so take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, see if you can surpass that edge just a touch. Drop your head, and then let yourself settle into peace, into quiet, into stillness. Then take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, slide your hands back towards you. Keep your legs as they are. Take your left arm inside your left thigh. You might want to block to rest your forearm on. Palm is up, or elbow on the thigh. Take your right arm, reach it up to the sky. First stretch, and then place that hand, your right hand, right at the skull. Press the skull into the hand, opening up your elbow. Take a deep breath in and let the elbow stretch towards your left foot. The left foot is pointing upwards. So you're exploring your edges. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, once you're at an edge, see if you can go just a little bit further. And then stillness, breathing gently. Tamas. So when I was designing this class, I thought, I don't know if is this going to be easy? Is it going to be hard? Am I going to enjoy it? Or people can enjoy it? Let's lift back up. But it's actually such a beautiful class, because this is where we need to be in so many situations. Let's come up nice. Let's swing our legs forward in front of us and hug the knees into your chest. Bend those knees. Wrap those arms around your shins. Take a deep breath in. Lift up tall, and then let the back round. Chin to chest, as if you're just about to fall backwards, but obviously you're protected because your arms are resting around your shins. But these are the moments in life that kind of get us to reflect, to appreciate what is, about life in general. Let's lift up nice and tall. And this time the right leg extends out and the left foot is placed on the right inner thigh. Take your hands and wiggle a little bit, move around. And then right arm inside the right thigh, either on block or on the ground or on that elbow. You can place your head in that hand. And then palm is up for this. Left arm sweeps up first as if you're trying to grab for something above you, and then place that hand behind your head. Let's open up your elbow. Let's take a deep breath in and stretch over to the right. Feel that gorgeous, sumptuous stretch. And you breathe gently here. Stillness, quiet. No need to move fast, to rush through anything. Really a gift in itself. Let's lift up nice and tall. And then hug your knees back into your chest. Take hold of your shins, take a deep breath in, and let yourself round into your back. So it's as if everything's slowed down. The world is spinning really fast, but you're slowed down, right? I know I've heard people that when they've lost somebody, they've a loved one, they feel like the whole world has changed, but nobody else's has. So they're watching everybody run around, do their thing. Let's sit on our heels for a moment. Let's bring your hands to your thighs. And bring your hands back behind you. And grab hold of the opposite elbow or maybe the forearm. We will come back to this shortly. Take your tailbone, lengthen it down, and tuck it under just the touch. As you do this, push the arms into the middle back. Just a very subtle pressing. And then sitting in silence for a moment. Take an inhale. And exhale. And then releasing the arms, bringing the hands forward in front of you. Coming onto all fours. Spinning your fingertips towards your knees. So opening up the collarbones. So when we're grieving, when we're in the Tamas state, we often feel like we want to fetal shape our bodies, but we're kind of opening up that chest a little bit. Spin fingertips towards your knees. If that's too much, just take the hands and spin them out to the sides instead. Make sure the wrists are under the shoulders, maybe even just slightly wider. And then let's drop your chest down, so very little movements, and then press back up and pull the hands away energetically. So you're opening up that collarbone. Chest drops down, and then you press into the ground and you pull the arms apart. So it's another subtle movement. And then from here, come back to stillness and let's circle the pelvis around. Hula hoop circles. Getting into the hips, into the lower back, middle back. The upper back doesn't move. And let's reverse that circle. This is also a way to stretch the wrists in a direction that doesn't often ever get to stretch like this. And it's a wonderful way of strengthening the wrists. So sit up nice and sitting on your heels. Let the palms open up to the ceiling. Taking a pause here, breathing in. And breathing out. Stillness, quiet. And then gently open the eyes and bring those hands back behind you and take hold of those elbows. Maybe you can notice a difference. Now when I say elbows, it might be the forearms. We've just opened the collarbone a little bit more, inch by inch. Not inch by inch, it's millimeter by millimeter. And then release the arms. Just do a few little shoulder rolls. And then let's come back to all fours. Let's curl toes under, downward facing dog. Bring the feet, and from your downward facing dog, do a few little bends and straightens just to loosen up those hips. So moving a little bit into Rajas, movement. So when you're in a Tamas state, you're going to move a little bit. You have to get up and get yourself a drink or get yourself some food, maybe use the bathroom. Coming back to stillness this time. Pressing heels towards the ground, press into the hands. And then pick your tailbone up to the sky and press your chest towards your thighs. Let the head hang here, no tension in that neck. Take a quiet moment in this Tamas state, stillness and quiet.
where not much is happening. Like a plant that's underneath the ground, waiting for the winter to end. Now from here, bring your left foot closer to the right foot, right leg reaches up to the sky. Then open up that right hip, bend your right knee, and circle that right knee around a few times in one direction, then we'll reverse in a moment. If this is too much in a downward facing dog, then come onto your hands and knees and do the same thing. And then reverse the circles. Some of us don't have very strong wrists yet. We're not there. And then from here, I want you to bring your square your hips to the ground. Bring your right knee just a little bit forward, bend it. And then cross that right leg in front of your left. They will stay like this for a little bit until I tell you otherwise. And then I want you to lower the knees to the ground. If you need any padding, feel free to put a blanket. Open the feet wide and press into a child's pose. Arms continue to stretch forward. So you're stretching out those hips, outer hips, but also squeezing those inner thighs. Lower back. Take a deep breath in, and then keep the legs crossed, just come up to all fours. And then we're going to circle the hips, do hula hoop hips. Let's do a few in one direction, and then we're reversing. And then coming back to stillness, I want you to sit down between those heels. If you grab hold of a strap, if you don't absolutely need a strap. If once you're sitting, your sit bones are not resting comfortably, take your left leg and straighten it. Keep the right knee bent. Take hold of the tops of those feet. Take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, let your tailbone settle down. Your sit bones, especially that right one. And breathe in and breathe out. And then from here, you're going to gently open the eyes, and you're going to take your left arm, sweep it up to the sky, and bring the fingers back between those shoulder blades. And then take your right hand behind your back and grab hold of hand to hand. Elbow pulls back. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you can always take that right hand and place it on top of that left elbow and pull it back that way. I can't reach my hand in this side. So what I have to do is grab hold of clothing, or you can grab hold of a strap. I'm going to just grab hold of clothing. And then you're going to take a deep breath in and gently lean forward, as if your knees are a windowsill. And you're looking over. Pull your left elbow back, breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly lift yourself back up. You should feel these arms. Woo! Opening up those collarbones. Feel little rolls here. And then come on to your knees. Still cross legs. Curl toes under, lift up, downward facing dog. Uncross those legs. Now they're hip distance apart. Yes. We're still on the right side. Let's take that right leg, reach it up to the sky. This might be where you could use your blanket. And then step right foot to right thumb. Open the feet wide and lift all the way up into a high lunge. Arms sweep up to the sky. Stretch through those arms. And then from here, I want you to bend that back knee and bend the elbows into cactus shape arms, peeling open that heart, breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly ease your left knee down until it touches down onto the ground. Woo! I'm going to slide back a little bit. Arms are still in cactus shape. Now you're in a deep lunge, low lunge. Now reach the arms back behind you, and I want you to start to straighten that right leg. Come onto that right heel and fold over that right leg. Arms sweeping forward.
Too much for some of us, hands on the ground. But if you can do this with the arms reaching forward, then do so. Then bring the arms back up to the sky, bend the elbows back into your low lunge. I can feel my heart racing. And then re-straighten your right leg, sweep your arms forward or on the ground. And then inhale, rebend your right leg, bend those elbows, open that heart, and then gently press the ground away. We're going to lift back up into high lunge. Arms sweep to the sky. That's bring the hands to the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, plank. Let's exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Elbows squeeze into your sides. Inhale, cobra. Roll shoulders back and down. Lift the heart forward. Breathing in. Whew. Pressing back into child's pose. Arms long and strong. Curling toes under, downward facing dog. Other side. Walk your right foot in a little bit closer to your left leg. Left leg lifts to the sky. So find silence, stillness in everything we do. Bend your left knee, open your left hip, and just circle around, drawing a circle. You can come onto that right knee if you need to. Reverse this circle. You can feel that ankle working. And then re-straighten your left leg. If you're on your knee, lift back up. Step left foot to left thumb. Oh, no. Bring your left leg back. I'm sorry, ignore me. Left leg back up and take your left knee in just a little bit and cross that left leg in front of the right. I had you way ahead of myself. Crossing that left leg in front of the right. Lower the knees to the ground. Almost missed this. My most favorite stretch. Open the feet as wide as the mat and press back into a child's pose. Stillness, quiet. Whew. Lifting back up. Keeping those legs crossed and the feet wide. Do some hula hoop circles. I know it's kind of like it's not so easy in this shape, is it, with the legs crossed? But it happens. You can do something. Let's reverse those circles. Then coming back to stillness, walking those hands towards your knees and sitting between those heels into a cow face, sitting up tall. Hands on the knees for a moment, breathing in and breathing out. And this time the right arm reaches, let the eyes open. Bring that right hand behind you, between those shoulder blades, left arm sweeps back behind you. Take hold of hand to hand or clothing. Now if this is too much, take your left arm, just place it on top of your right elbow and pull it back that way. Always variations in yoga. Elbows reaching back, take a deep breath in, and then gently lean forward, looking beyond your left knee. Inhaling and exhaling. You might not go even very far, hardly at all. And then lift back up, release those arms, a little bit of a shake of those arms. And then come all the way up onto your knees. Keep the legs crossed. Curl toes under, downward facing dog. Good for the brain to have your legs crossed. Uncross those legs. Back into downward facing dog. Let's inhale, left leg lifts up to the sky. This time step left foot to left thumb. Open the feet wide and lift up into your high lunge. This is when my heart starts to beat a little faster. Reach arms up to the sky, bend the elbows. As you do so, deepen the bend in your left knee. Make sure it's over the ankle. And right knee bends as well. And you're going to bend those elbows into cactus shape, breathing in. Power move. And then gently lower your right knee to the ground. Sitting into your low lunge. So going deeper into that low lunge. And then from here, straighten those arms, bring them back behind you, and then gently fold over your left leg, sweep your arms forward. Either arms off the ground, or maybe you need to frame the leg. And then lift the arms back up to the sky, bend the elbows back into your lunge. Inhale, sweep arms back and forward, fold over your left leg, half split. And then lift back up. I'm amazed at how hard this is, how good this is for the heart. This is a cardio move, bend the elbows. Now from here, curl back, toes under, lift back up into a high lunge. Arms sweep to the sky, fold over, framing that left foot, stepping back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, plank. Let's exhale, lower down, chaturanga, squeeze elbows into sides. You can come into cobra, roll shoulders back, or come onto the tops of those feet into your upward facing dog. And then press back, sitting on your heels, sitting up tall. Take a moment, stillness, quiet, Tamas. So a little bit of movement with some quiet reflection. Peace. Let's come onto our hands and knees and then transition onto our right hip and walk our legs forward, sweep our legs forward. Let's gently fold, come onto our backs. Let's stretch through the arms, stretch through the legs. We've done a lot of twists, so no spinal twists in this one. Give yourself a hug, forehead to knees, little rocks from side to side. Let the head drop, quiet. Take the hands inside your feet or outside into this happy baby. If you can't do this, you could always bend the knees and just place the hands on the top of the shins. And then re-hug your knees into your chest. Let's extend your left foot to the left corner of the mat, right to the right. Let the arms rest several inches away from your body. Palms are reaching up. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, I want your body to feel very heavy. Just like the state of Tamas, heavy, quiet, stillness, apathy, lack of movement. So you stay for another few minutes in that Shavasana, the final resting pose, as I come up to seal our practice. So as I sit here, back in stillness, I realize the realization to me through this practice is how important it is that we embrace this quality in all nature, that we don't run from it, avoid it, to get into rajas, to be active, to be going, to be moving. that we take pauses in our day, those Tamas pauses, those stillness moments. And when we're going through something difficult, a great loss, whatever loss that might be, that we let ourselves be in this state. And what happens is, eventually, you move back into Rajas. You will, ultimately. You're part of nature. And Sattva, because you're balancing those two, Sattva, the state of peace, harmony, luminosity, slowly weaves itself in to you as well. The three states, the three gunas. And as I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal this practice, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up, comment below, subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.